You're going to be more content with this result if you're Morocco, not just because you scrape a point here against a class European side, but also because Croatia relatively toothless on the day. I think the problem here for Croatia started in midfield. The build-up was poor, and their mid seemed to constantly collapse, and way too often attacks with an overly optimistic lob to the forwards were just not going anywhere. They weren't going anywhere near the right position to receive it. And when they did get forward, the play was very tepid. It felt like they were a little afraid to take too many risks. Levaya, when he came on, he made an impact, but even him, he looked a little bit sloppy, had a few really questionable passes here and there. But he was the least of Croatia's issues today. After all, he did do well enough to win a corner for Croatia, and the link-up play from the midfield as well. And he had a pretty solid setup for Gvardiol on that header, on that chance that they had. I thought he had a better game overall than Kramaric did. But I think overall, just as far as a squad performance goes for Croatia, they will know they could have done better here. I think both of Croatia's fullbacks just refused to overlap. And the two times that they did overlap, they were dangerous, but we didn't see more of that, I felt. And they were just way too slow on the ball, way too slow in transition, I think. The team did not really have much structure today, I felt. Kramaric starting once again as sort of like a lone striker, even though we've seen time and again that he's just not that good in that position. He was constantly dropping deep to collect the ball, which was left absolutely no one else up front. And I kind of questioned Zlatko Delic's decision to start Vlasic over anyone else. It just comes across like the lineup selection was poor, and the substitutions came a little bit too late in the game for Croatia to really go ahead, be more proactive, and get the full 3 points from this game. I think the key for Morocco to come out of this group, now that we're talking about Morocco, I like to see more from Nesri to have a breakout match and find the back of the net the way that he does at Sevilla. Because I think that for Morocco, even though they got their lineup selection correct today, they got their tactics spot on, they're going to need something going forward, because in all likelihood, the Atlas Lions will be coming up against a Belgian side that, as we just saw in the Canada game that just ended, they don't need very many opportunities to put them away. Which means that they won't experience the same lack of clinicalness up front that Croatia had today, which kind of allowed Morocco to get a little bit off the hook here. And I would add that the difference between Buffal and Azazuli it's night and day, it's black and white. Buffal I think he's a player that's more on like of a championship level. Azazuli is more like a tad more of a liability in this game. Every time when there was a counter-attacking chance, Azazuli just kept sort of dribbling into others, or he just lost the ball on his own, had some issues with getting dispossessed. And I question whether or not Buffal should have been subbed. Shouldn't have been subbed, rather. So, I have to give credit where it's due to Morocco. But I think that Croatia showed maybe perhaps a little bit too much respect in this game. And I know that Morocco were somewhat adjusting here and there. There's a case to be made that Buffal can't play for the full 90 minutes. And if that's the case, Morocco's going to have to find solutions on the right side of the pitch, and quickly. Because they're coming up against a Canadian side and a Belgian team that are going to have some more teeth, I think, going forward.